It was a slow start on Saturday night for Penn FC, but all of a sudden in the second half, things exploded. A brace from captain Kenny Tribbett as he was able to put them in the lead, and then a late penalty kick by Jerry Ortiz was able to rescue 3 points in a win for Penn FC. They look to make it 2 in a row tonight here against the Richmond Kickers. Welcome on out here atop FNB Field. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us this evening here on ESPN Plus for our action tonight as the Richmond Kickers at 4-6-1 take on Penn FC at 3-4-5. It's the first USL matchup out of 3 that these two teams will play this year. They have played once already, though. That was in the U.S. Open Cup earlier this season. Charlie, always a great matchup when these two franchises get together. This should be no different.
And a perfect night for soccer out here at FNB Field. A little wind picking up, may play into the action, but Penn FC coming off a dramatic win, probably the most dramatic win they've had in a long time. A
big victory for them. And Richmond also comes off a big win on Saturday as they got a brace, or actually they got a winner out of Evio Cordovas, and then the guy we're going to take a look at tonight, Luis Fernandez.
Luis Fernandez, a Brazilian national, coming into World Cup time. It's always important to note that. An explosive player who, as you suggested, Brian, has really come into his own, and we'll be looking to see great things from him tonight.
And he had a brace in the U.S. Open Cup game between these two teams earlier this year. For Penn FC, they bring a lot of the same guys back up front tonight, but one guy who's just waiting to break out is Aaron Dennis, number 9.
Had a great night on Saturday night. Really figured into a lot of the action. Looked very, very solid. Looking for him to score, though. The Penn FC side has to create more of an offensive threat out of their frontline players.
A speedy guy has had a lot of chances, and now hopefully we'll be able to break through for this Penn FC squad. So let's take a look at the starting lineups for these two teams today. And with both these teams playing on Saturday, you'll see a couple changes, but you see how important this is as Richmond brings out 8 of the starters that they had in that game against Charleston, and most specifically, they start the entire back four, a very solid bunch, anchored by their captain, Connor Shinosky.
And Penn FC will match, but they will change their back line, Brian, so we're going to see how that juxtaposition works out.
And we also see up there, up top, the very dangerous Dane Kelly for Richmond. You see this starting lineup for Penn FC as they're going to roll out a 4-3-3. Back four, it's a different formation, but 7 starters return. But again, that back four, as we said, different look, but they will bring back Ramu Pizer between the pipes for Penn FC for this contest. The two coaches in this game, wow, you talk about differences, and you've got Raul Voss in his first year for Penn FC, and the USL Hall of Famer Lee Kalishaw for Richmond. That's night and day.
Difference in experience, but Raul Voss has shown himself to be a coach who understands personnel, understands the system. He's still looking for the chemistry that he wants. I think he's about to find it.
He may very well find it tonight. Lee Kalishaw on the other side has his Richmond team ready to go. Both these teams looking to move up in the standings as neither one in a playoff role right now. A win here tonight, here in Harrisburg, would be big for either one of these teams. We're going to throw it to a break right now. When we come back, we'll have the start of this matchup. It's the Richmond Kickers and Penn FC here on ESPN Plus.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law, but more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
Crooked Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Welcome back to FNB Field here in Harrisburg, where we get ready. Two teams around the field, Richmond and Penn FC. Let's go down on the field to our Jess Crossan, who has comments from the coaches before the game.
Hey guys, I was able to talk with both head coaches before tonight's match. Head coach Raul Voss said the keys to Penn FC's game tonight is to have clear and clean transitions while also generating more offensive momentum in the final third. Now, Richmond on the other side said their keys to tonight's match are to keep Tommy Heineman quiet and to play just like they did on Saturday night's match against the Charleston Battery. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jess. And I think that's pretty accurate as far as what you want to do. I mean, with Tommy Heineman's a guy who figures, and really, if you look at both these teams right now, Charlie, two 29s that know how to score goals. Heineman for Penn FC, Dane Kelly for Richmond, and we are underway here in Harrisburg. Penn FC in the blue unis, and it's the whites for the Richmond Kickers. Dan Metzger with it for Penn FC. Aaron Dennis, we highlighted him, who'll be over on that right flank often. Slices to the inside, Resend back to Dennis. Heineman, and we've got a foul on the inside against Aaron Dennis.
Heineman always a factor, Brian, but as we noted on Saturday night, the bulk of the offense is still coming, interestingly, from the back line of Penn FC. Ken Tribbett, the captain, 4 goals, all of them beautifully played headers off of some nicely served passes, but you're going to have more offensive production out of the front line of Penn FC. That focuses on Tommy Heineman, so let's see how he does tonight.
You're not going to see any goals from Ken Tribbett tonight?
Not tonight.
He is not in the starting lineup or on the reserves. Neither is Jerry Ortiz, who had the penalty kick goal to win it in stoppage time on Saturday against Toronto FC 2.
All the goal production from Saturday night is off the lineup tonight, and we'll see what this lineup that Penn FC features this evening can produce. Saturday night, really a remarkable game. A lot of fun to watch. Both sides played very well, did exactly what they wanted to do, ended up on a PK with literally no time remaining.
You talk about another team that played well. Playing against the Charleston Battery, who were hot going into that game. Richmond cooled them off with a 2-0 victory, 2 second-half goals for the Kickers, able to get the decision. And these two teams on the outside looking in terms of the playoff hunt right now.
Thus far, but as you well know, Brian, a 3-point pickup puts you right back in the thick of the hunt.
18 points is where the 8th place team right now is. And these two teams sit at 14 for Penn FC and 13 for Richmond, respectively. So that gets them right back into things with a victory tonight. On that right side, that's Lee advancing from his right back position. Slight misplay from Penn FC. They're able to clear it back up to midfield. It's going to be a throw-in coming up for Penn FC. Our officials tonight, our center referee is Kevin Broadley. Our assistant referees are Tyler Rostek and Jay Hutchinson, and the 4th official is Patrick Sudol. These two teams have already played once this year. We're going to kind of throw that one out a little bit. It was a 3-2 victory for Richmond in the U.S. Open Cup game. And it was a game that was played back on May 23rd. Richmond playing 7 of the guys who were starting in this contest. For Penn FC, though, only 1 player who played in that game is in the starting lineup here tonight, as they chose to give a lot of guys their first caps of the game of the year. Did not have usually their normal starting USL lineup out there on the pitch that night. It was a hard-fought 3-2 victory for Richmond before they turned around in the next round and were eliminated by the Philadelphia Union 5-0.
An alternative lineup that evening, shall we say.
They have Penn FC has not been shy in terms of getting different players worked into the lineup, and that is beneficial on nights like tonight. Long ball played up by Richmond. We'll go over the end line for a goal kick for Penn FC. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50.
You think, though, Brian, that at this stage in the season, because we're now getting into the thick and the meat of the schedule, the heart of it, that the Penn FC side would begin to see which 11 they really want to go with, so that it can be a cohesive unit. You can really develop the chemistry that's necessary, and you can get a consistent offensive threat and production.
Jake Bond will throw in on that right back position. He's a guy who can play all over the place for this Penn FC team. Has played in the past at forward, at midfield, and now gets to start tonight at right fullback. Good win in the midfield for the Kickers. Turn the opposite direction. That is Kobe Usewusu. Plays the ball up over that left side. There's Dane Kelly, the ever dangerous one. The Jamaican national has the ball taken off his foot for a moment, gets it right back in the box. It's cleared back out by Penn FC. Penn FC will get the throw on a good challenge by Heineman. He's able to outfight Mikael Williams in the back.
Really went after it, and that's the style of Tommy Heineman. Very aggressive around the ball, and it paid off.
Throw-in coming up for Penn FC as we are in the 6th minute of play now. Waiting for the first goal of this one. This Richmond team has given up goals in all but 2 of their performances so far this season. Only 2 clean sheets to speak of on the season, one of them coming in their last game. It is a back 4 that now gets the ball here, and Connor Szynovsky, the captain, with it on his foot at the time, but it's a starting 4 that has really developed for Lee Calishaw, and he goes back with it again after the shutout victory over Charleston on Saturday. Play to Usewusu. Now back to Szynovsky. Token pressure from Penn FC, which might see a little bit less of that on a day like today. Long ball played up, speeding up over on that far side. For Richmond, that is Shriver. Crosses the ball to the inside, played out by Penn FC, and now a chance to counter. A little bit of speed there, looking for Heineman as Freddie Opoku. That speed and that left foot can be ever dangerous, but just a little bit too far.
Explosive there in the first couple of steps, getting an advantage, but unfortunately the pass outside just a little bit beyond Tony Mihan.
Brian Kaiser here along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us this evening. The only USL game in town tonight. And it is Richmond and Penn FC. The first of 3 battles that they will do this year. They've got another game coming up here in Harrisburg in July, and then the 3rd and final matchup between the 2 teams, unless they would play in the playoffs, would come in Richmond in August.
Yeah, these 2 sides will get a lot of looks at each other, so tonight is an opportunity for them to really see what each other has, and they're still feeling each other out a little bit.
Szynovsky over to Williams in the back after a Penn FC foul. Bring it back over to Szynovsky at the right side. Trying to play a ball up to Dane Kelly. One in the back by Penn FC. And here come the hosts up the field. Hyman has the ball dispossessed by Szynovsky. Comes over to the near side for a throw. Hyman turns. Kickers win the possession. Travis Wara, the keeper tonight for Richmond. I believe his first touch of the night. Opoku's a little too aggressive that time, running down Alex Lee. That'll be a foul called against the Penn FC midfielder. So the restart will come just across midfield for Oscar Umar. Umar is a Ghanaian, 5'11", 25-year-old from Ghana. He will do the honors on the restart here. Drop it back. Umar turns to the outside. Luis Fernando, the Brazilian, 20-year-old. First touch we've really seen him in this game. He goes down right after it, after a hard challenge from Richie Menjivar. Heineman with it for Penn FC. Trying to sneak Opoku down the near side. Alex Lee will track with it. A little bump on Opoku, trying to turn it. Opoku sticks his foot in there, gets a piece of it, and it's going to be a corner kick. One as Heineman snuck around the back side of that play, knocked it off of Lee.
Well played.
So the set piece opportunity, and this is where Penn FC this season has been very dangerous, bringing that back line up. Now, it's not going to be Ken Tribbett who comes up, but they will bring forward Harry Hawkins out of the back line, and Thiago Calvano, the veteran Brazilian defender with his 9th start of the year, will also be up front. It'll be Menjivar to take the short corner. They'll flip it right back out to him. She doesn't have much of an angle there, has to turn. Good defense being played by Richmond. Menjivar, can he get there before the byline? Yes, he does. But chipped out by Osei-Wusu. Dane Kelly gets grabbed a hold of and slowed down. A professional foul by Penn FC. As we exit the 10th minute of play, still scoreless between Penn FC and the Richmond Kickers. Play the new My First Million, the brand new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play today for your chance to win top prizes of $1 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Penn FC in the sharp blue and white unis. The sharpest kits, of course, a little biased, but really like the look of the new kits this year for Penn FC. Here comes Gaval. Looking for a Poku, he stopped his run. Lee drops it back dangerously to Shinoski. The veteran defender is able to send it back up to midfield.
Beginning to see the styles of the two sides develop here, Brian. Richmond controlling a little bit more of the action right now, but Penn FC with a couple of bursts, and that's what you want to see.
Williams feels the pressure from Heineman, turns back and plays it to his outlet, his keeper. Shinoski's been busy as the Kickers have chosen to possess in the back and try to play the ball long more often here in the opening 11+ minutes. Ball sent, chipped long into the box. There's Ramu Pizer with a rare touch here in the opening 12.
First touch for the keeper Pizer, and out they come.
The French national has to be excited about the World Cup coming up. French, one of the favorites coming in.
Starting on Thursday, Brian, they get under action, and lots of good stuff to come for the 3 weeks that follow.
Russia, Saudi Arabia to start things off. Should be interesting. Foul called in the midfield against Troyer. Penn FC with a quick restart. Gaval has a very dangerous left foot trying to bend it in. Shinoski cuts in front of Heineman. Fernando with it now for the Kickers. Shinoski out of Wara. Heineman continues to pressure. And eventually the ball ends up on the feet of Penn FC. Calvano sends it long. Heineman was in an offside position, so had to retreat on that one. The series between these two franchises, when it was the Harrisburg City Islanders, was dominated by Richmond. 20 wins, 6 losses, 9 draws for Richmond. But the biggest game between these two teams in terms of importance was won by the club from Harrisburg. That was in 2007. The lone championship for the Harrisburg City Islanders franchise. A 1-1 draw in regulation and an 8-7 victory in penalty kicks down in Richmond for Harrisburg City Islanders in 2007 when they won their one and only USL championship. Richmond has won one since then in 2009, but it's been a dry spell for both these cities since that time. And right now both these teams trying to compete with some of the teams that have become the elite in the USL. Lee has it go last off of Apoku, who is, again, very pesty on the inside.
Always in the action, and you like that. Creates a lot of disruption in the midfield and is an explosive player coming forward. Can distribute the ball very, very quickly and efficiently.
The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. Jake Bond heads it over the sideline for a throw in Richmond. Williams. Shriver. Shriver, the leading goal scorer on the season during USL play for this Richmond Kickers team with 3 of them, and also leads the team in assists with 4. He's number 21. We're roaming around that left-hand side, and very good foot, both on shooting and for crosses. Will take a lot of their free kick opportunities from in close. Umar's pass is knocked away. Here comes Opoku the other way. Turns back to the Englishman, Harry Hawkins. Eventually finds its way to Pizer, and into the middle of the pitch it goes. What's fun about this time of year, too, with World Cup going on that play, it went from Hawkins, an Englishman, over to Calvano, a Brazilian, and then back to Pizer, a Frenchman. All of them have teams in the World Cup. The U.S. does not.
Right. A little tough year for the U.S., but this is an opportunity for them to grow, for them to rebuild a program, for them to find some cohesion. And in 4 years, hopefully they'll be back on the world stage and making a real run at the World Cup.
This is where you learn about your nation's soccer very quickly, whether you do or do not make the World Cup and what you're able to do on that stage. And it's a reevaluation process, the hiring of Ernie Stewart, former U.S. national and Philadelphia Union front officeman, as the U.S.'s GM. Will be a very interesting thing that happens over the upcoming years. Bond will send it to Dennis. His chest is not able to keep it, but he does get the ball back after that exchange. Here comes Aaron Dennis. Some good moves from Dennis. He goes down too quickly as far as what our center referee was concerned, and no foul called whatsoever. They're asking for the ball to be played out. Not sure what Heineman was looking at there. Raul Voss, though, definitely saw something, because he's over there working with Isaacus Osei. You see him over there talking to number 25, and they are giving instructions right away. And Heineman is coming out of this game here in the 17th minute. So an early substitution. And we talked about Heineman being important in this one, and it now is going to probably turn to the Ghanaian midfielder and now striker with this team, who is going to be making his second appearance of the season in USL play. And it is after a 5-minute stint, which was his first appearance in the USL on Saturday night, and he will have to go a bit longer here today as he enters this game in the officially 18th minute of play. We're going to find out what.
Report on Heineman. Saturday night he had trouble with nosebleeds. He took a couple of shots in the face. Don't know whether that's recurred or not, or whether they're just planning on playing him less time today. Don't know.
Jose, a 24-year-old, one of several Penn FC players on loan from Inter Allies FC. He's also played in the Saudi Arabian top level along with the Ghanaian top level. Comes Richmond, and Hawkins is able to just blast that one over to the far sideline out of play for a Richmond throw-in. There's Lee Calishaw. Quick look at the Richmond head coach.
He replaces number 29, Tommy Heineman. Time the substitution in the 17th.
See him in there in the background. You talk about a guy with a resume. 18 seasons as a coach for Richmond. That's all the way back to 2000. I took a look at it. He's got one player on this roster who actually wasn't born when he was hired as the head coach for Richmond.
Amazing. I mean, you used the word legendary at the beginning of the broadcast, Brian, and that's the best word to sum him up. An incredible career spanning a lot of years with much success along the way.
People forget how great a player he was. First Richmond kicker to have his number retired. His number 13 was retired upon his retiring as a player, as Wara is going to catch that cross rather easily, an outlet. Talk about Calishaw in a second after this plays itself out. Lee was the outlet, back to Troyer, and they'll play it back a little bit. Lee Calishaw is on that 1995 Richmond's Kickers team that won the Lamar Hunt U.S. Open Cup that year, and what a career he had for them. Actually, as a coach, he would occasionally play for them as well, as Luis Fernando now gets around. Cannot make a good pass, though, to link up. And it will be Penn FC who will clear it into a less dangerous position. Osei is giving chase. Williams has to be sure, and Wara is able to send it over to Shinoski safely. One thing that is constant, though, great ball that time from Dane Kelly. So he had Shriver making a well-timed run.
And I think he stayed on sides, which would have been real trouble had that connection been made.
Long ball the other direction, and Penn FC unable to run on to that one. And there is Lee Kalishaw over on that bench. Brought back some other guys, too, on his bench, too. He's got Mike Callahan and Sasha Goras, over 400 combined appearances for Richmond as players. Those are his two main assistant coaches that he has as well. So you talk about
a lot of caps, a lot of playing time, and as you say, you know, a legendary coach who is most likely going to not only have his jersey retired, but his coaching threads retired as well when he goes on to greater glory.
Richmond trying to play it forward. There's Dane Kelly, who is always difficult. Well, push in the back, though, will change that one. So we've Penn FC. And Thiago Calvano, veteran Brazilian defender. Second year in the capital city of Pennsylvania. Started 24 games a year ago. Getting up there, though. 37 years old and plays a little bit less than he did a year ago. But
I wasn't going to say anything since I might have a couple of years on him, but, you know, the time begins to tell.
It's good to have depth, though.
It is. And experience.
Sure. You need to have a little bit of both. This team has put together a good complement of both of those things. As Opoku, find Osei. Resend to Metzger. Now to Resend. Bond will keep it in play. Play it back towards the Penn FC side. Good switch of the point of attack over to Opoku. He's got an overlap to this near side, trying to find Hawkins. His dangerous left foot kept away from it. On a good play of backtracking that time. Is that Fernando?
It appeared to be.
Fernando tracking all the way back for that one. So it'll be a throw-in for Caval. Penn FC trying to throw this one dangerously into the box. Osei doesn't get all of it. Resend definitely didn't get all of that one. That one was deflected a little bit over the far side. It was last touched off of Penn FC. It'll be a Richmond throw. Play My First Million, the new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. 23rd minute of a scoreless first half. Penn FC and the Richmond Kickers. So it'll be a throw-in. Change their mind on that one. It will go to Penn FC. Have it now at midfield. Caval over on this left-hand side now. He loses it. And here comes an opportunity for the counterattack. Fernando over on the right side. Tries to step around and make up for the mistake and bring it quickly up the other way. Does Penn FC with Pedro Caval. Metzger finds an open Bond. A lot of space over on that right side. He'll attack the defense, looking for Osei behind the defense, but he was a half step early, and offside is the call against Penn FC. Want to get exclusive video content photography from across the USL? Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account, @USL Soccer. So it'll be Travis Wara to take the free kick. Don't believe we've had a shot on goal.
Not yet.
Neither keeper has been tested as far as making a save yet. Two excellent keepers on display here tonight. Travis Wara, DC United loanee for the Richmond Kickers, and for Penn FC, the veteran Ramu Pizer will get to play this one and blast this ball up near midfield. Richmond with the possession. We've had a little bit better of that here in this first half. Neither team has really been overly dangerous. Both teams having played on Saturday. Both teams winning on Saturday. As I say that, here comes Aaron Dennis with a great move. Looking inside for Osai, it's deflected away. A chance and a shot, and our first save of the night. Off the foot of Calvin Resend, Travis Warren gets down with the block.
And not a real true challenge, but a very nice shot. That's what you want to see. Those are the opportunities that, as you create them, they build. Momentum goes with them. One of those shots is a true scoring opportunity.
Calvin Resend has a soccer-playing twin brother, Connor. Both of them played over at Miami FC. And this time, foul called as Metzger gets held. Not allowed to go forward that time by Braden Troyer. Resend in his first year with Penn FC. There's Bond. Goes all the way back to Pizer. Sent it right back over to Bond. Ball played up near midfield. Dennis to Bond. Ball tipped back. Dennis never continued his run though. And here comes an opportunity counter for Richmond. Fernandez plays it inside. Nice play to Osei-Wusu. It's tipped away by Penn FC. It'll be a corner kick for Richmond.
Thought the flag was up on that for a minute, but it was not.
He was pointing down to the corner about as soon as that one came through, and you see that well-timed run. Fernando picking out Kobe Osei-Wusu. And he is unable to find the net because of a deflection, and now the corner kick taken by Richmond. One in the air by Metzger. So he goes in playing center field, knocks that one right out of there. Ball played right back in. Opportunity here.
A little sloppy in front of the mouth of that goal.
Some dicey defending there by Penn FC, but able to clear it nonetheless as Menjivar plays it over the far side. Throw in coming up for Richmond, just outside the box. Kelly unable to turn on it. And now it'll be Osei who will try to do the same and draws the foul. That's what he's in there to do.
Yep.
So here in the 27th minute, still scoreless. Richmond kickers Penn FC. And the restart goes to the host team. Menjivar, Metzger, now to Hawkins. No pressure for Calvano. Thiago plays it over to Bond, looking for Dennis. That pass is a little off the mark, and Richmond wins the ball. Slip and a slide, though, from Oscar Umar will give an opportunity now to Penn FC. Quickly, they'll get the ball in. Bond to Dennis. Over on that right side. Dennis flips it. A little 1-2, but no opportunity on the second touch, and Warwick comes off with nobody in his face on the opportunity from Aaron Dennis. Voting is now open for the USL's monthly awards for May. Cast your vote for Player of the Month, Goal of the Month, and Save of the Month this weekend at USLsoccer.com. Richmond with the ball right now. It's in the yellow, Travis Wara, their keeper. Connor Shinosky, might be the tallest player out there on the field here tonight. Now it's 6'4", native of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Good ball played that time by Osai. Up back. It's Metzger. Now to Dennis. Bond is sneaking forward. Well done backtracking that time from Shriver. Usually all the way up on that left side, even as far as the forward position, but came back well defensively to stop that play.
Great position interchange, and that's what you want to see out of that front line.
As Osei, good cross to the inside. Nice. Shinosky sends that over the back line for a corner kick for Penn FC.
Nice centering pass. Nobody at home, but nice idea.
Like what I'm seeing early out of Isaac Osei. Again, he came into this game for Tommy Heineman in the 17th minute of play.
We still have no report on Tommy Heineman, who suffered some nasal problems on Saturday night. Don't know what happened tonight.
Corner kick, we got a foul called
back
inside.
the other way.
So it's going to be a Penn FC foul, and the restart will come up for Richmond. Isaac Osei is being told by what he had done wrong by our center referee, Kevin Broadley. A little quick conversation with him to explain what had gone
Clear
on.
things up.
So it'll be Travis Wara to restart here. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL's social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. Osei trying to backheel that one to an on-rushing Metzger. Just about a half second too late on that one. And Richmond tries the other way, but all of a sudden, the kickers, just like they did on Saturday, a little lull here in the middle of this first half.
Yeah, this was danger time for Penn FC on Saturday night, and you worry a little bit again tonight. Not winning the duels that they want to win, a little bit sloppy with the passing, and a couple of defensive lapses. They haven't cost them yet, but you need to tighten up your game at this point in the match. This is critical time.
Williams will play it all the way back to Wara. Now over here to Shinosky. They spread these two center backs wide and push forward the fullbacks. Fernando finds one of them, the right fullback, Alex Lee. He's dispossessed very nicely on that one by Gaval and sent back up by Opoku. Really no thought that time from Opoku of trying to link up with anybody. This time he steps in, wins the possession. Here comes Resend the other way. Menjivar drops it back. Hawkins. They will settle in a little bit more. Into the 32nd minute. Still scoreless. Penn FC hosting Richmond. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us tonight for USL soccer action here in Pennsylvania's capital city. There's a cross from Jake Bond, the right back. Get it right back after it's deflected and brought back to him.
On a beautiful night here at FNB Field. Conditions don't get much better than this. A little bit of a breeze, but even that has died down. Earlier in the match, it was coming across the field. Pretty good clip. You see the flags out in the center field area of this magnificent ballpark, really pretty much drooping.
Calvano, who had drifted forward a little bit earlier, stay a little bit more close to home, his defensive position. Allow his midfielders to do a little bit more work here. Menjivar gets around a tackle opportunity. Out to the outside, played back. A miscommunication, but still maintaining the possession is Penn FC. They bring it over to this near side. Opoku got a good left foot, looking across into the box. Nobody home, headed away pretty easily that time by Austin Yearwood. Calvano able to step in front of that pass, and Penn FC, who's had more of the possession over the last few minutes of this one, continues to push forward. Bond to Menjivar. Back over to Bond on the right side. Pass to Resend. He's right side of the box, chipping inside. Osei looked like he was off. The flag stayed down, though, as Richmond played it. And the kickers, an iffy touch that time from Mikael Williams, will give a third corner kick of the first half to Penn FC. So it'll be Menjivar to step forward to take the corner. And also stepping forward, be a little bit more height there for Penn FC, as they will bring 6'3" Harry Hawkins, along with 6'2" Thiago Calvano. Ball played in the box. Osei shot with the head. It's wide to the left.
The pressure that you want, though, coming, and you see it begin to mount a little bit, Brian, and that's what you look for.
Osei, the Ghanaian national, 6 feet tall, but man, he got up quick. You see that on the replay. Able to beat his mark on the near side. Again, another corner kick opportunity goes awry for Penn FC. Warren will play the goal kick that follows it. Osei-Wusu. Troyer now to Yearwood. Umar dispossessed, loses that one, and here comes Penn FC the other way. Loose passes give the opportunity, and now the loose pass comes the other way, and the dangerous Luis Fernando up the right-hand side, cuts to the inside. Osewusu with it. Now over to Shriver. He'll take a crack at it. Pizer will punch it away, and it'll be able to be cleared up to midfield by Gaval. First save of the night for Ramu Pizer here in the 35th minute of the first half. Ball sent in. Calvano will chest it over. Ball flipped back up, and it'll go over the end line for a goal kick for Penn FC. Play My First Million, the new scratch-off from the Pennsylvania Lottery for your chance of top prizes of $1 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Bond with a long ball up. A long run here for Opoku. Not going to get there before the keeper does, and Wara is there for Richmond. Williams is tracked by Osei. Long ball up. Calvano bailed out by Pizer, who came off his line. A wrong angle that time, and Dane Kelly sneaked behind him. Throw-in coming up now for Penn FC on the far side of the field. And what we've seen, I think, a lot of times here, Charlie, on these back ends of what we've seen already this year, is Penn FC with their stadium situation at FNB Field, playing pretty much within 3 days of each other. That first game, you see some good stuff. In the second game, you're going to have some times when it's a little shaky. Even with a shaken lineup, you still see that. I mean, there's a tremendous physical toll that's taken on each of these players with each match, and you do. I mean, as time wears on, bodies get beat up. Richmond returns 8 starters from their victory on Saturday. Penn FC returned 7 of their starters from that game. So as we are approaching, we are now in the last 10 minutes of this first half play. Will the weary legs at some point potentially open this game up and allow us to see our first goal? First goal may stand very, very large tonight, Brian. Both of these teams trying to muster a consistent offense and create scoring opportunities and threats, but thus far, that's been kind of the story of the tale. Fernando, a nice move, but can't chip it over top of Calvano. And Penn FC gets the possession back here in the 37th minute. Gaval back and forth here with Resend. Opoku finds Gaval. Back up to Resend. Tried to chip to the inside, and played back the other way by Osewusu. Opoku. Gaval looks at all the congestion one side and says, you know what? Yeah, well, reverse field. Let's send it the other way to Calvano. Try their luck over there. Aaron Dennis, we highlighted him in our pregame. Will he find his first marker of the season? Probably not on this play. And there's the breakdown, Brian. In the midfield, they've got the ball. They're dispossessed of it too many times. They're not getting the number of touches they'd like to get to truly mount an attack, and they're not bringing forward the support that's necessary for the attacking. Richmond with the ball here in the back, looking to open something up. Lots of numbers behind the ball that time for Penn FC. The only really notable thing to happen so far in this first half, Tommy Heineman went out of the game in the 18th minute for Penn FC on an apparent injury where he knew something had happened, asked Richmond to play the ball out and to allow that substitution, and Isaac Osei replaced him at that time. Other than that, neither keeper has really been tested very sorely. Not at all, and we don't know yet what has occurred with Heineman. You described it well, but no reports yet. We'll have to wait until halftime to see, but you're correct. Neither keeper has been challenged at all. Well, there's an example of that. Dane Kelly with the ball where he tries to volley it, could not get a clean touch on it. And Pizer comes out to gobble that one up. Now Penn FC the other way. Opoku working on Lee. That ball is, I think, partially deflected. Zen can't get the foot up far enough, and touch goes out of play, this time off of Richmond. Fernando just can't quite keep that one in. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL. Dennis with it for Penn FC on the right side of the box. Ventures in the box, left foot a shot, and it goes short. Just wide of
nice
the
look,
mark.
Though.
Yeah, no question. He got a good look to that one. And unfortunately for Aaron Dennis, still looking for that first goal opportunity. We're going to see this on the replay here, Charlie. A nice move from him to get in, just ventures to the inside, takes a crack with the left foot and just wide. Just wide.
I mean, couldn't get his hips quite swung around enough, but that's the look that you want. And a nicely played ball by Dennis. He's really come on the last couple of matches. Featured him in the pregame as the guy to watch tonight. That's why.
Penn FC continues to have the better of the play here in the last 15 minutes or so. Opoku plays it centrally, dummied through by Metzger, but Dennis did not recognize that coming. And now Richmond will try to counter the opposite direction. And we're going to have a foul, no card, although that's one of those that's pretty close with Thiago Calvano.
He gave it a little bit of a look.
They are going to talk to him. This may be for the Harrisburg captain tonight. A quick talking to and just a warning that this needs not happen again or you will see yellow. Again, one of those professional fouls with the speed of Richmond up top with Shriver, Kelly, and Fernando looking to push.
Those are the fouls that no coach is going to complain about, but you're correct. The official looking very seriously and gives the warning that if it occurs again, there probably will be some yellow in sight.
Isaac Osei off the long ball, holds it up, has an on-rushing player. That was Metzger. Dennis over on that right side. Makes a move to the inside and played out by Umar.
Nice footwork there by Dennis, but again, Brian, you're seeing one of the difficulties. There's no support whatsoever. He's got one other player in the box, all the defenders back, and there's really not much he can do.
Oscar Umar playing that one out. Now it will be played out once again off of Richmond for another Penn FC throw-in. Right side of the box. Here is Metzger. Check that, Dennis. Now the step around and cannot keep it in play on that cross for Penn FC over on that far side. So it will be Richmond here in the 42nd minute. ESPN Plus is the new streaming home of the USL in the United States. Watch all the action throughout the 2018 regular season and USL Cup playoffs starting on Saturday, April 14th. Visit USLsoccer.com for more details.
And into the 43rd minute of regulation here in the first half, Brian. I don't think there's going to be too much stoppage time, a little bit on the Heineman injury and a couple other things, but not much at all. So winding down here.
Osei trying to backheel the ball to Dennis. A little bit off the mark, and Richmond will possess. Kelly makes the turn. Cuts back to his right foot, his preferred foot. The ball is towed out of play off of Penn FC's Thiago Calvano. So here comes the throw for Richmond. And that one will go over the end line. Penn FC is Rush Soccer's first team making its USL debut this season. Rush Soccer is an international organization dedicated to the development of youth soccer players based in Littleton, Colorado. Rush Soccer has partnered with 85 clubs around the globe, providing a comprehensive club development program to over 32,000 players. Penn FC is proud to sit on top of the Rush Soccer pyramid. Penn FC will have the throw in here in the 44th minute. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Jerome. We'll hear from Jess Crossan at halftime. Say the first half sub in favor of the injured Tommy Heineman. Throw-in coming up for Penn FC as it was deemed that ball went over the far sideline. So a throw-in coming up for the host team. Of these teams missing one player due to a knee injury. Mauro Estacchio for Penn FC injured earlier this season, out with a knee injury. Giuseppe Gentili, a promising young forward for Richmond, also with a knee injury, not available for this contest as well. We We are going to have a corner kick coming up here. That ball was last played off of Richmond. Fourth of the first half for Penn FC.
And these set pieces are really pivotal for Penn FC. They've played a couple of them short. I don't think they will this time. I think this is an opportunity for them, a little bit of wind to their back. See if you can get a big cross here. Now they go short again.
Bond will come up, chip it into the box. Not really a lot of action towards that ball from either team. Bond sliding in, gets a piece of that one, but also gets a piece of the leg. And that will draw yellow, our first yellow of the game, shown by our center referee, Kevin Broadley. That coming here on the 45th minute and shown to Penn FC's Jake Bond. Took down Kobe Osewusu, the Richmond midfielder. As we can see on this replay, Bond comes in and on the follow through got a piece of the ankle, slowing that whole thing down. And we'll see yellow. So we are in stoppage time. I believe we saw 1 minute of stoppage time.
Yeah, we didn't expect much. We get 60 seconds.
And for some reason we have stopped play. We're still not sure what they did. We see Raul Voss over there. Richmond, do they have one more chance in them here in the first half? Fernando trying to track one down. It goes over the near sideline, out of play, as we're already quickly approaching the end of probably the only 1 minute of stoppage time that we're going to have. Wouldn't expect them to extend this any further. It's been a pretty quiet first half for both these clubs, in a game that is very important if one of them can draw a victory.
It really is, Brian. I mean, you know, for what rides on this match, you would have expected a little bit more adrenaline, but not so far.
Ball sent forward, an opportunity here. Fernando, and offside. The ball will go in the back of the net. Schreiber was a step offside off the touch, and that is pretty much summing up this first half of action. And the final whistle here in the first half will blow with it scoreless between the Richmond Kickers and Penn FC. And on that play,
the flag was up right away, but that's really a situation where Penn FC dodged a bullet a little bit, Brian. I mean, that was not well defended. Thank goodness the flag was up right away.
We will be having our Jess Crossan talking to Penn FC head coach Raul Voss in just a moment. But coming up at halftime, we'll get to dissect exactly what happened. We also have some other features to pass along to you, as well as USL action, hot and heavy this summer, as we've got a lot of great stuff coming up all summer long. Penn FC, very important game for this team because of the upcoming schedule. Their next 3 are on the road. They come back for 2, and then they go 7 more on the road after that. So you almost feel
2 solid
here.
months on the road, Brian, through the hot days of summer, the dog days of August. A very, very, very long road trip for Penn FC, a team that plays so well here at home. So tonight really is a very important match for them.
You almost feel this is almost a must-win. It's technically not at this point in the season, but you feel like it might be. And let's find out what the head coach is thinking as we go down to Jess.
Coach Voss has to say.
Coach Raul Voss. Coach, we're heading into the half, 0-0 now. What are your thoughts on this first half? There weren't a lot of opportunities either side. It was really back and forth, but how do you think your team performed?
We were a little sloppy with the ball at times. Too many very avoidable giveaways that caused in trouble for us. So that's what I'm really not too happy with. Other than that, we still created quite a few chances, and I think if we deal a little better with them in the final third, then we should be up with a goal.
Obviously, Tommy got hurt a little early on. Now we won't see him for the rest of the game. We already had to use one of our subs. Do you think you'll be making any more changes here at the half?
We're talking about it right now. Maybe not quite right, yeah, but in about 10 or 15 minutes probably.
All right, thank you. Good luck. Thank you. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jess. And we've got a scoreless tie here at halftime between the Richmond Kickers and Penn FC. We're going to step out. Our halftime show coming up after this here on ESPN+.
Crooked Hill Townhomes is the official housing partner of Penn FC. The rental community located in Susquehanna Township features 3-bedroom townhomes with attached garages and optional finished basements. The community features 6 beautiful floor plans, a state-of-the-art fitness facility, and an off-leash dog park. For more information on the community, visit www.crookedhillapts.com. Crooked Hill Townhomes, the best in luxury living at Central PA.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the recycling center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The recycling center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
And welcome back here to FNB Field. Ryan Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux as we have a scoreless game between Penn FC and the Richmond Kickers at the half. 2018 summer camps are coming up. Residential camp at Penn State Harrisburg take place June 17th through the 21st. That's Sunday through Thursday of this upcoming week. It's for boys ages 13 to 18, or in soccer terms, as we like to deal with, U14s through the U19s. And you're also going to have a Harrisburg camp at Hack. That's coming up June 25th through the 29th, the Monday through the Friday. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great place to send the kids, and that's for boys and girls ages 6 through 14. So a lot of great stuff coming up as far as the summer camps. And don't forget about the goalkeeper striker camp that's coming up at CD East High School, also June 25th through the 29th, which is Monday through Friday. That one's nighttime, 6 p.m. to 8:15 p.m. for specifically strikers and goalkeepers for boys and girls who are aged 8 through 14. There's a lot of action coming up on the 2018 summer camps. Hey, there was a lot of stuff going on with the USL as well. Let's take a look behind the scenes as we take a look what's going on with the USL.
We came here with a unique challenge, and that was to solve the problem of producing over 500 games and do so in a cost-effective way for the clubs, in a way that produced high-quality broadcasts and standardize the look and feel of all of those productions. Outside of the live event, the match experience, outside of that, the broadcast is the window into the brand for the club and for the league. You need to be able to capture that in a compelling way with a quality broadcast.
A large portion of the teams work with our partner Vista on REMI productions, remote integration. What that means is that the production of the game is actually handled mostly away from site. So the way these games work is a truck will show up locally at the stadium. There'll be 4 camera operators there, and those signals are sent all the way here to Fort Lauderdale. And here locally at Vista, the game is cut. The game has graphics put on top of it. Replay is done here, and in many cases, the play-by-play is actually done on site here at Vista as well. So after the game is fully produced, we have a signal that goes to our partner ESPN Plus for US distribution. We have a signal that goes to YouTube for international distribution. And then for the teams that have an over-the-air local broadcast regional sports network deal, the signal is sent to their partners as well. So even for the games that aren't done with a REMI production, all games flow through Vista, and all those signals have to get sent out all over the world to reach the fans of USL. Because of those Remy productions, we'll oftentimes have 5 or 6 games going on at one time. Nobody is doing sports Remy productions on this level consistently.
We have built one of the largest Remy production models of any league in the world. And now we're able to deliver anywhere in the world to our partners at ESPN, fully produced matches from all over the country. We couldn't be more thrilled with the progress we've made and some of the innovative things now we're going to be able to start to bring into the broadcast moving forward.
Again, we are here at halftime. Penn FC, Richmond Kickers, 0-0 at the half. And Charlie, sometimes you have a 0-0 game that is gripping, exciting, and you see from the stats that this has not been this contest thus far.
It hasn't, and you wonder why. There's been, frankly, lethargic play on both sides tonight. You look at the stats here, and they pretty well tell the story. You've got 5 to 3 shots, but shots on goal, just 1 each. No scoring. The possession pretty much even. The duels won pretty much even. But neither side showing much energy, emotion, or purpose.
Yeah, when you see the possession being even and you see lack of shots, lack of corner kicks, it means you've got a game that's been played in the middle of the field.
In the midfield. And Coach Voss correctly points out Penn FC is making a lot of mistakes in the midfield and making unnecessary turnovers and giveaways.
And I'm sure if we would talk to Coach Calishaw, he would say the same thing. It's been pretty much a mirror image between two teams that have already shown this year. They are pretty similar in the standings as well. As you see right now, you can still get your season tickets. Still lots of games left to go, especially the back half of the year. 9 straight to end the season for Penn FC. So those tickets are on sale. You've got opportunities to get those. Next home match coming up. That'll be our next broadcast for Charlie and I. That'll be Friday, July the 6th, 7 o'clock start time as Penn FC takes on in-state rival, the Bethlehem Steel. See www.pennfc.com for tickets. For the Kickers, they are back home on Saturday, June 23rd. That's a 7 o'clock start time as they take on their southern rival, the Charlotte Independence, at City Stadium. Great place to watch a game as well. So both these teams have big road games coming up this weekend. Penn FC is in Louisville, and it is Richmond who is at FC Cincinnati. So this game becomes a lot more important for each of them. It's 0-0 at halftime between the two. Back after this with more of the Halftime Show on ESPN+.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The Recycling Center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invika has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invika is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invika, providing affordable HD video solutions.
PA Classics.
And welcome back to FNB Field. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux here at halftime. Penn FC and the Richmond Kickers tied 0-0. And we're going to take a look at first half highlights. And I'm going to guess they're few and far between.
You're tough tonight, Brian, but you're right.
Because we're going to see just a couple little opportunities for each team. There's the first shot of the game and the only save by Travis Warren in the first half off the foot of Calvin Resend. The same thing the other way. There's Calvano deflecting a shot from Kobe Osewusu. There's a good cross to the inside, and maybe the best chance was off that header from Ose in the first half. And here is the one save for Pizer off a shot from Shriver. But really, not much to this as we see Dane Kelly turn the ball to the inside, and it just has been listless from both these teams. And we hope that in the second half, we're going to see, now that you've gotten this to a 45-minute game, this is the one place there, the offside goal in the first half that was disallowed. But outside of that, I mean, the ball hasn't even pretended to see the back of the net.
No, it really hasn't. And I think what you heard in both locker rooms at halftime was we have to develop a sense of urgency here. For both these sides, the opportunity to pick up 3 points tonight is huge. And one of these sides is likely to find some silk tonight, and with it may go 3 points and a giant jump up in the standings.
Richmond plays at FC Cincinnati this Saturday. We said that already. Then they have 2 straight at home against Charlotte Independence and North Carolina FC. So if they can get a win here, even if they go on the road, things set up well for them to go home and maybe do some good things at City Stadium. For Penn FC, they have this game at home. They play their next 3 on the road, and none of them are easy. Louisville City, Tampa Bay Rowdies, Indy 11. Back to back to back before coming back here for 2 and then going back on the road for
Forever.
7 straight.
Yeah, the Penn FC schedule is not kind to them over the course of the next 2 months, 2.5 months. So again, tonight looms pretty big. I mean, you hate to make so much out of one match, but it's been a little bit disappointing, I think, to both coaches and to both sides to see the relatively listless, lackluster play that we've seen thus far. Just lethargy on the field. So you hope that both sides can come out with a little bit more energy and really step it up.
Penn FC will return to FNB Field, and that will be on Friday, July the 6th for a match with the Bethlehem Steel. Ticket prices start at just $8 and are available at www.pennfc.com. Come be a part of Penn FC's inaugural season. We are set to go here in the second half. Believe we're told there are no changes here to start this second half, and Penn FC will go from left to right. On your screen, in the blue unis, the home kits this year. Not the same kits they wore on Saturday night, as they were the special Star Wars kits. Maybe Penn FC needs to find a little bit of the force here in the second half to try to break this deadlock. There's Umar on that right side. Now Dane Kelly flicks the ball towards the inside. Couldn't find anyone. We're going to have, I believe we're going to have a handball called. It will be just outside the box, whistled against Penn FC. So this is a dangerous situation right out of the blocks, just 40 seconds into the second half, as it will be their specialist Brian Shriver who will stand over top of this one.
And one of the most dangerous points on the field to have a free kick coming up just outside the box. Don't know if they're going to set up a 2-man wall, or it looks that way, but dangerous situation.
Not a ton of size up there, so watch for Shinosky, who is being guarded by the veteran defender Thiago Calvano.
Now they break down the wall, just have a 1-man defender there.
Number 5 versus number 5 is the matchup I'm watching on the inside. We'll see what happens here as Shriver right side of the box. Kickers with maybe their best opportunity here. Ball sent in. It's headed instead. Dane Kelly gets a flick to it. Bond got enough pressure on him that it was over the bar. Absolutely no challenge whatsoever.
High over the bar, not even a chance.
Dane Kelly, all-time leading goal scorer in the USL since the 2010 season. Past Matthew Delicott, longtime Richmond kicker. And now Dane Kelly, who did most of that damage for the Charleston Battery between the years of 2011-2015. He scored 42 goals for the Battery during that time. Then went to Swope Park, 8 goals for them. A few injuries that year, and then last year was the Golden Boot winner for Reno 1868. He had 18 goals a season ago for Reno. So he's a guy who constantly finds ways to score. Even scored in January 2018 this year for his native Jamaica in his second cap with the team when they played a friendly against South Korea. He finally, you talk about a guy who's been in the league for a long time, this Dane Kelly, a guy who finally got the opportunity and got the attention of DC United. So if you're wondering if some of these guys are going to get their opportunities, it took Dane Kelly a while, but Ben Olsen and the DC United organization took notice, and he's currently on loan right now from them, playing with the Richmond Kickers. The Kickers have the ball right now here as we're about 3 minutes gone by here in the second half of play. Good connection up the right-hand side. Ball sent to the inside. Opportunity, and Bond came over to take that one off the foot of Fernando before he's able to fire a point-blank shot on Pizer from about 18 out.
Had some trouble written on that, but well defended by Bond.
Fernando again. Pizer smothers it, and the rebound stays in front close enough before Shriver gets there. So already the first few minutes we've seen Richmond come out of the locker room with a little bit more pep to their step.
They look a little bit more juiced than the Penn FC side right now, and this is a game like any other sport that runs on momentum, and right now it's flowing in the direction of Richmond.
Ball headed on by Osei. Looking to find Metzger. Ball pressured, and finally Umar will send it over the far sideline for a throw-in. Voting now open for the USL's monthly awards for May. Cast your vote for Player of the Month, Goal of the Month, and Save of the Month this weekend at USLsoccer.com. Also vote every week for the Goal and Save of the Week. Ken Tribbett, one of the people up for Goal of the Week. The Penn FC captain, one of his 2 goals this past weekend against Toronto FC 2. Metzger scoops it up over top of Shriver. Bond will drill the ball and win the throw-in over the near sideline. So Bond looking for somebody to move. Ball thrown to the inside. Osei deflected around. Richmond able to at least deflect it all the way back to Wara, the keeper.
I just wonder, Brian, and I'm just wondering, as we watch this match develop a little bit, you've got an entire new back line in for Penn FC tonight, and that's been where the bulk of the scoring has come.
And an opportunity against this line, and Shriver will shoot, hit it off the bar.
Post.
Great job that time by Fernando, getting the cross to the inside, beating that back line that you mentioned. And they're going to have a foul called the other way against Richmond. They were going to play advantage, but saw there was none. But back to that opportunity, and here we're going to see it right here. Nice ball played by Braden Troyer in the midfield. The one-time cross, and iron unkind for Brian Shriver of the Richmond Kickers.
Yeah, that again is a dodged bullet by Penn FC. Great through ball, one-time cross, and a very, very nicely struck ball.
Kickers again looking to get it through. Calvano steps in and is able to win the throw-in off of the leg of Austin Yearwood.
I thought initially it hit the far post, but it hit the bar.
Play My First Million, the new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery for your chance to hit top prizes of $1 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Still scoreless here, but all of a sudden we have hope that there may be scores to come. And we're going to have a foul, and Isaac Osei getting pushed off that time by Travis Wara because he's not happy with how Osei went in. And his captain, Wara's captain, Connor Shinosky, is the guy who's down right now, and it takes something to knock that big guy off his feet. So a little bit of a reckless challenge by Isaac Osei. And a yellow card shown to Osei, and then a yellow card for Wara, who is incredulous that he got one, but it's because he came up and shoved Osei off the ball. I know he was defending his player, but that's what he got it for.
Richmond yellow card issued to number 48, Travis Ward. Time.
Watch as he goes in here, and it was a reckless challenge, no doubt about it. Watch Wara here at the end of this play. There's not much there. Not much there. I
could have gone either way, but you know, you can't do that. You're not supposed to put your hands on other players. So.
I'm going to side with the Richmond netminder on that one. The next time I put my hand on somebody's back and not really push or shove, I'm hoping I'm not getting yellow for that.
Yeah, it didn't look like a push or a shove. I will admit that. I will grant you that.
So still scoreless. Maybe a little chippiness is what we need to open things up here. Richmond will work the ball around. Penn FC trying to chase a little bit more. Now the long ball played up by Richmond. This was the strategy they employed in the first 15-20 minutes of the first half. Went away from it partially due to inability to put passes together in the second part of that first half. Dennis the other way for Penn FC. Looking for someone to move. Osei is there. Chips it out to the outside. Resend cannot get there. Want to keep up with the best social media from around the USL? Join Kelsey Steele every Friday on the USL social media channels for the latest edition of Off the Post. There's a good look at Calvin Resend, midfielder for Penn FC, making his 5th start of the season. That's because he's coming out of the game, and Miguel Jaime will come into the game, his 9th appearance of the season. Coming up for Miguel Jaime. He was the 2nd Colorado Rush Academy player to sign with Penn FC, following Ken Tribbett.
Penn FC substitution, number 15.
And Jacob Lisak was actually the first player to sign with Penn FC from Colorado Rush. So Resend goes 54. Jaime will hopefully for Penn FC go the rest. He's played a key role with this team after the injury to Mauro Estacquio. Has had to play a lot more minutes in that holding midfield role. See where they employ him here tonight. We're going to have a foul against Mikel Williams as he goes over the top of Osei. And because Osei is still down, no quick restart coming up as Menjivar tried to play it early. So Penn FC about 40 yards or so away from goal will get an opportunity to maybe set something up here. You've got the right-footed Menjivar, the left-footed Freddie Opoku, who are standing over top of it. They've sent some bigger bodies forward. Whistle's blown by our referee. It will be Menjivar chipping it. Has a chance. A shot, no! And a shot, and another goal! It's a goal on the backside for Penn FC, and that is Isaac Osei.
Very nicely played all around, Brian. Good delivery into the box. First opportunity not there. Taken home.
An unmarked player in the middle gets the initial shot for Penn FC. Wara only able to knock it to the side, and nobody able to stop Isaac Osei, as that is Hawkins who got the initial head to it, and Osei gets there and opens the scoring for Penn FC here in the 56th minute.
That's really a nice bang-bang play. Well-delivered ball, great header on the first shot. Keeper can't control it, and the rebound is put home.
So out of all the guys that we were expecting coming into this game, it's the substitute who came in for the injured Tommy Heineman, Isaac Osei. First-year player in just his 2nd appearance in USL soccer action this season, who also picks up his first goal of the season. It's 1-0 Penn FC. And honestly, against the run of play here in the second half.
It really has been. I mean, Osei did a great job there. As you correctly point out, getting a little sweat behind his ears tonight. Not somebody who's seen a lot of action, but certainly making up for lost time and doing a tremendous job in a substitution role tonight.
The question is now for Penn FC, how do they progress in this game? Do they continue to attack, or do they try to protect the lead? A couple bodies go down, ball goes wide. Penn FC will run onto it first. Played up, Opoku drops it off. Too strong, goes over the far sideline for a Richmond throw-in.
Way too early in the match, in my judgment, to try to protect the lead, Brian. I mean, they've got to be aggressive. They've got to go after this. A insurance goal here would stand very, very, very big.
Played forward now, and this is a very good front line for Richmond, and they have a great sub to come off the bench, and a guy who's in good form right down, Javier Cordovez. We'll see how quickly he gets going as Aaron Dennis gets clipped from behind and knocked down in midfield for Penn FC. Watch highlights from every game of the 2018 USL season and bonus content from around the league by subscribing to the league's official YouTube channel at youtube.com/USL.
These restarts important to Penn FC, particularly here at this stage of the match. This is a critical time.
Benjavar will play it short over to Hawkins, who will advance into Richmond territory. Scoops it forward. They'll just have to pressure that time. Gaval all over Alex Lee. Does he win the throw? Yes, he does. Wonderful job that time from the left back, Pedro Gaval.
Nicely played.
So he will throw in. Left side of the Richmond box. All played back, no one home for Penn FC. Richmond with a chance to counter with some speed. Bond will try to outrun Shriver. Shriver gets there first. Working 1v1, now to the inside. Shot low, bouncing, and scooped up by Pizer with no rebound. Dean Kelly was lurking on the front of the box.
Penn FC being dispossessed that last time downfield, though, Brian, is exactly what Coach Ross was talking about at halftime. Those are the turnovers, the giveaways that you just simply can't allow.
Goalkeeper to goalkeeper, and now it's Richmond who try to progress forward. This is actually the place where Penn FC has been better off when Richmond possesses the ball, because they're able to really solidify the back. They've been a little bit more susceptible to the counterattack this evening. Throw in one by Richmond. Again, they'll back that back four. Most of the season they've been going with three in the back. Tonight they go with four. Have not allowed a goal through 2/3 of this contest as we are in the 60th minute of play. Yearwood working against Dennis. Yearwood wins the battle, centers it, and is sent right back over the end line by Penn FC. It'll be a corner kick coming up for Richmond, their second of the night. This will be Shriver again. 30-year-old out of Clearwater, Florida, will take this one. Sets it in motion, looking back post. Pizer with the punch, and with a lot of power to it. Sends it well out of the range. Here's Troyer. Sends it right back in. Calvano will head it back out. Osei gets a touch to it. Can't hold the possession, though, and here comes Richmond once more. Over on the right side, Dane Kelly is there. Working. Great job by Opoku to win it. Looks Osei, drops it back. Osei was offside, and they will blow the whistle and call this one dead.
Opoku played that very, very well and was able to maintain his balance and keep going forward. Nice takeaway, good tackle, well possessed.
I believe we're going to see Javier Cordovez coming in for Richmond. Talk about him in just a second, as it looks like he's going to come in for Kobe Osei-Wusu. Foul called against Penn FC. Dangerous spot here on the field, about 35 yards out from goal. We're going to see a yellow card shown to Thiago Calvano.
A card to boot, and once again, Brian, as you point out, this is the place on the field, in addition to the previous spot we saw, that can really be dangerous. I mean, these set pieces from out here are very troublesome.
So it will be the former Cuban, defected in 2014 when he had 9 caps for the Cuban national team, but is Javier Cordovez checking in for Richmond in place of Kobe Osei-Wusu. 9 goals for Charleston a year ago, and a guy who has 2 goals this season, had the game-winning goal against Penn FC in the Open Cup game, and also had the game-winning goal on Saturday. So a player in good form for Richmond enters the game with 30 minutes left to go. Schreiber, knuckling shot just over the bar. Pizer got a piece of it, so it will be a corner kick.
Nicely struck, well played by Pizer, and a corner kick as a result. And that, as we said, a very dangerous spot on the field, and that ball had danger all over it.
Cordovez is 6'2" and is a very good target player for this team. We'll see if he ends up being the main option. Not on the initial one. They'll go short. Now send it in the box. Go a little long. Nice touch there from Umar, but Troyer can't do anything with it. Penn FC with a chance to counter. Troyer got a piece to it. Dennis is offside. They let him go nicely. Here comes Metzger the other way, and tracking all the way back and saving the day for Richmond is Austin Yearwood.
Yeah, they let them play on. No flag on that one, Brian, and it looked like there was a real opening there for Penn FC. Defender caught up to it at the last minute.
Smart move from Aaron Dennis. As we see, I believe that's Alex Lee, who has moved up from his right back position on the corner kick opportunity for Richmond. And he is the player who is slow to get up for the kickers. On that last play for Penn FC, the ball was played over towards Aaron Dennis, who knew he was offside, backed off of it, so it was able to be played by an onside Dan Metzger, who continued forward on the play. So we'll see it here. So Dennis got in an offside position, knew it, just kept running to the outside. Metzger onside, and a great job by Yearwood, the left back, coming over as the last line of defense to play that one over the sideline safely.
Not sure he truly took himself out of the play, but that's certainly what he's attempting to do, Brian.
ESPN Plus is the new streaming home of the USL in the United States. Watch all the action throughout the 2018 regular season and USL Cup playoffs starting on Saturday, April 14th. Visit USLsoccer.com for more details. We're glad to be a part of the ESPN Plus family. Glad to bring you this broadcast tonight. The only USL game in action so far this season is after that injury. Alex Lee is going to check out, and the veteran, it will be Yudai Amura, the 5'10" midfielder out of Tokyo, Japan, who will check in for the Richmond Kickers. So a lot of firepower in there. Amura is a guy's second team All-USL in 2016, just a couple seasons removed from that. Hawkins will play it long, no chance there, and NFC will bring it all the way back into the center circle. Calvano with a little bit of room. Goes wide. Played up, Osai, the goal scorer. Wants a foul, doesn't have it called. And Richmond looks the other way. Calvano there steps in front of Dane Kelly. All the way down, Wara is able to stop that one before it goes out of the goal box. 66th minute of action, 1-0. Penn FC on a 56-minute goal by Isaac Osei. Ball played forward by Richmond and now played right back out by Penn FC. Tracking back, Umar. Now to Shinoski. On this near side, here comes Schreiber. Overlapping Yearwood. Assists on the year for Yearwood from that left back position. Tries to cross here. Now turns back in, gets the right foot to it inside. Glancing blow. Imura can't get there before the underhanded punch from Pizer knocks it out of danger. Danger not completely averted yet, though, as Richmond continues in the offensive half. Schreiber cuts it to the inside. Good ball on an unrushing Fernando, who's moved over to this left-hand side. Penn FC able to deflect it near midfield. Once again, here comes Richmond on the attack. Umar cannot find anyone in the middle. Osei looking for Aaron Dennis. 1v1, Yearwood gets there first. 67th minute of play. The host team, Penn FC, with a 1-0 lead. Bond able to get that ball away from the very strong Pavel Cordovez.
And it may not be real pretty right now, Brian, but Penn FC is doing what they have to do.
talked about potentially protecting a lead at some point, and I'm not saying they're flat out doing that right now, but
they're starting to get back into that shell. You can see it, and it's gradual, but you can see it beginning to occur. They're still going to have to be aggressive, though, going forward, because an insurance goal here would be huge.
Cordova is a great pass to the inside, but the chest of Dane Kelly betrays him right into the arms of Ramu Pizer. And Bond is slow to get up now. The right back for Penn FC. Pizer plays it out of play, points to him and says, "That's why I'm sending it out, guys." So we will have a break to check on Bond as he reaches for his left boot.
And presumably a courtesy throw in here.
Play the new My First Million, the brand new scratch off for the Pennsylvania Lottery. Play today for your chance to win top prizes of $1 million. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Trainers will take a look at Jake Bond as you see the Capital City crew.
Yeah, you can't get a better fan base than that. They're out in every match, rain, hail, snow, or sleet, and they make a lot of noise and they have a lot of fun.
Right now, their team is ahead 1-0, so they can have a lot more fun when you've got the lead.
It helps.
The fan base, it's so important, though, to have a fan base and a supporter group or supporter groups that support the team win or lose when a team is behind, because sometimes you need to have somebody pushing you when you're down. That isn't the case tonight for Penn FC, but you see Raul Voss. He doesn't look any happier than he did at halftime, but you know he is.
He has to be a little bit happier. Having one on the board really counts. And you're right about the fan base. And Saturday night we had a huge crowd out here at FNB Field on a beautiful night. Folks had a terrific time, and the energy in this stadium was intense. A really well-played match, both sides, and a lot of fun for fans. So if you haven't picked up your season tickets yet, make it a point to do that. Come out to the team, see them play here at home, see your own team play at home. The USL has a great product on the field and an awful lot of fun off the field. It's just a great family experience.
Courtesy throw in by Richmond goes back to Penn FC. And now the ball controlled by Penn FC in the middle of the pitch. Pass up, dropped off. Menjivar finds a Poku, left-footed shot rising over the bar. Goal kick coming up for Richmond here in the 70th minute. Ryan Kaiser along for Charlie Giroux. Also Jess Crossan on the field for us. Glad you could join us this evening from the capital city of Pennsylvania. Gaval is up near midfield, headed towards the goal scorer, Isaac Osei.
The sun setting over the Susquehanna here on City Island. Nice run by Penn FC.
Bond finds Dennis, looking to cross in front, a little too close to Wara, who scoops that, distributes it right back out to the right side. Now in that attacking mid-roll is Luis Fernando, Brazilian youngster, just 20 years old, and a ton of talent for that young man. Very exciting.
He really has got a lot of talent, Brian. He's going to be around for a long time and make a big impact in this league. Brazilian player.
Homegrown player from Corinthians.
Started there as a lad in their youth group.
Sent to the inside. Calvano will send it up to the middle of the field. Once again, it's the holding forward role for Osei.
When you think about the players that have come out of the Corinthians squad, I mean, it's over the years, they have produced some of the world's greatest players.
Osei with it again for Penn FC. Fernando already in his third season here with Richmond. A year ago had 22 starts for the team, 16 his first season in 2016. Made his professional debut against the then Harrisburg City Islanders back on March 26th, 2016. So he does have a little bit of history with Pennsylvania squads. Penn FC with it now, with the lead and possessing the ball. We saw those possession stats briefly, the passing accuracy stats earlier, put up by our graphics crew. Back of the truck. 74% of that time for Penn FC, 76 for Richmond. Both teams would like to have those a little bit higher, and this is a place where Penn FC can try to pick up on those numbers late in the contest, trying to play keep away. Pressure from Dane Kelly, though, forces an errant pass. Penn FC is the first team to it. Middle comes Menjivar. Calvano. Pressure on him right now as they go to Bond, who's back up and okay. Calvano will switch the point of attack. That one spun off his foot towards Gaval on that left side. Works it off Troyer, trying to shield it over the end line. But a good job that time from Braden Troyer of Richmond. Reach in there with the right foot and toe it over the sideline instead. So no corner. It will be a throw from Penn FC here in the 73rd minute.
Fans will have the opportunity to meet Penn FC players and receive autographs. Tickets are available at whitakercenter.org.
Throw in it and a turn, spin, backside. Dennis was waiting, and Yearwood had to get ahead to it and send it over the opposite sideline.
And another deep corner over on this side, and Penn FC chewing up a little bit of clock here, Brian.
Everything helps at this point as they have the 1-0 lead. 56-minute goal by Isaac Osei. His first goal of the season and just his second USL appearance of the season for Penn FC. Throw coming up for Aaron Dennis. Gets it right back. Out of Bond. Metzger turns with the right foot, former New York Red Bull product. Dennis goes down in a heap, and Oscar Umar is the culprit. Yellow will be shown to the Richmond holding mid. Oscar Umar, the Ghanaian, making his 9th start of the season tonight. Shown yellow here in the 74th minute. And Penn FC will have a free kick opportunity. Be standing over that Select soccer ball. Select is the official soccer ball of the USL. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Receive free shipping on orders over $50 as you see that replay.
Another dangerous spot on the field here, Brian. This is a good opportunity for Penn FC. These set pieces very important to them, and here's one to really pay attention to.
14 Menjivar is the right footer. 26 Opoku is the left footer. It will be Menjivar. Right foot out swinging. Imura was the guy who got the head to it, sends out the midfield. Bond gets there first for Penn FC. Hawkins now over on the far side. Dennis is over there. He goes down, but nothing to that one. And Richmond with a chance for the counterattack. Over on the right side. Ball chipped in the middle. Not much thought to that one as the very physical Cordovas is there with an opportunity and no way to get to it. And it is Pizer who sends it up to midfield for Penn FC.
Deep into the 75th minute of this match, and Penn FC now controlling the action a little bit, and with it the momentum swinging their way.
Dennis. Opoku who has switched sides. Now a knuckling shot just wide of the mark. Wara got fooled by that one. That one just wavered, knuckled around, and skipped outside the left side of his crossbar.
A lot of English on that ball, and he did get fooled. That could have been real trouble.
Left side of the post that time from Opoku here in the 76th minute. Could have given that insurance goal so needed for Penn FC.
Didn't miss by much.
Cordovez cannot find anyone on the cross, but Imura is out there with the return to the inside. Shriver couldn't take the swing to it, and it goes over the end line, and Pizer now is in a heap down by the Penn FC goal.
That doesn't look good.
And that went on that Cordovez shot to the inside where he was looking, and the plant from the Penn FC netminder, the 38-year-old out of France.
Holding his right hamstring, trying to work it out. I don't know how serious it is, but he's definitely rubbing the right hamstring.
Sean Lewis is the available backup keeper for Penn FC.
May have just cramped, I'm not sure, but he's being treated on that right leg.
This will definitely add stoppage time to this match as well at the end. Gives us a quick opportunity to let you know that Penn FC forward Tommy Heineman is hosting the first of 4 futsal clinics at the Friendship Community Center on June 24th. Price of admission includes training with Penn FC players, a training top, a ticket to a future Penn FC game, as well as a time to take pictures and get autographs from the players. For more information and to sign up, visit HeinemanFutsal.com. Looks like Pizer's going to give it a go.
Says he's okay.
Time will tell. And he will take the goal kick to immediately let us know.
Pretty good foot there.
Considering that's exactly the leg that he was holding. That's a pretty decent boot. Richmond, though, with the possession now. They've got about 13 minutes plus stoppage time to try to equalize. Here on the road, Williams finds Shriver, back to Williams. Big game for both of these teams in the standings as they're chasing those 8 places. 18 points is the number right now. Either team will get to that number with a win tonight, but will get closer if they do. Shriver to the inside. Kelly loses it, cannot find Cordovez. Here comes Penn FC the opposite way. Opoku. Osai is onside, trying to split defenders. Holds the ball up well, leaves it off. Here comes Metzger, drops it over to Dennis. Right side of the box, Aaron Dennis. Good cut to the inside, shot just over the left corner of the goal. Aaron Dennis, who has been so close for so many games here, now, once again, finds his shot just off.
Very nicely played, though, and that's what we talked about at the top of the match, that Dennis was one of the guys to watch tonight. He has lived up to his pregame billing.
Job by Opoku to get a piece of that one on the slide by, but Troyer still comes up the possession, sends it long, far post. Pizer gets there in front of Cordovez. Charlie, I'm watching Javier Cordovez out there for the Richmond Kickers. And you just see the different body type out there. A guy who is physical, who is big, and is going to take up space on the inside, and that nobody wants to mess with out there. They just can't find him right now.
No, you're correct. Omnipresent.
Here comes Umar. Into the center circle with a rush. Over to the right side. Fernando has been quiet lately. Hawkins stops the ball from getting to Cordovez. Umar still with a chance. Dane Kelly can't run that one down on the right side. Tons of firepower. If Richmond's going to equalize, it's not like they don't have the guys out there, although they will take a guy out who does have a lot of firepower and creativity, that being Brian Shriver. His night is over. The 30-year-old has made his run for almost 80 minutes and will be replaced here by Raul Gonzalez, who has a goal and an assist on the season and brings young legs at 23.
Fresh set of legs, very important part of the match to bring them in. So he's going to try to provide the spark for Richmond in these final 10 minutes.
So right now, offensive weapons out there for Richmond. You've got Dane Kelly, Luis Fernandez, Uday Imura, Javier Cordovez, and now you have Raul Gonzalez out there as well. This is their chance right now to try to get the equalizer.
They're bringing all the firepower they have, Brian.
Dennis will chase Yearwood into the corner, force an errant pass. Menjivar able to outduel his counterpart, also wearing the 14 in Imura. Metzger stands, waits, in no hurry. They've got the lead right now in the 81st minute, 1-0. Dennis will track it back. Bond, the right back, sneaks forward. Loses that one. Imura tries to find somebody. Troyer had a chance at that one and is able to at least get the ball into the possession of Richmond.
Here comes the counterattack.
Cordovez turns. The only guy you would say who would physically match up with him for Penn FC, Calvano, has to come out, step all the way out, about 45 yards out from goal to do so. Shinosky rather quiet here in the second half. Drop the ball all the way back. It's really a three-man back at this point that they're playing. And that's been ever since the substitute when Lee came out of the game. They're trying to push a little bit further forward. And Imura had replaced him. Troyer, good cross. Pizer, though, gets there as that ball ran out of steam going to the middle. Here comes Penn FC the other way on the counter. Opoku, he got clipped from behind. Foot came out from behind. The USL's official Twitter feed keeps you up to date with news, live game updates, and highlights from around the league 24/7. Follow at USL on Twitter. And actually, change on that substitution. Luis Fernando is the guy who came out of the game, not Shriver. So Shriver's still out there. Fernando is the guy who comes out. So it's young legs for young legs for Richmond. Trying to squeeze through is Menjivar. Could not find a hole. Now Richmond will look the other direction. Easy play though, as Jaime is able to play the ball up the field for Penn FC. Osai called offside. It'll be Richmond to restart. Cordovez finds Shriver. Looking back, Cordovez has an opportunity, slips and falls 20 yards out from goal, and maybe fortunately so, because he had a great opportunity to do something with that ball.
That would have been trouble.
Osai's about 5 yards minimum offside, so he just stops his run on the counterattack opportunity. We enter the 84th minute of play here from FNB Field. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Glad you could join us this evening on ESPN Plus. Wherever you're watching from, Penn FC a 1-0 advantage on the Richmond Kickers. A 56th minute goal scored by substitute Isaac Osei. His first goal of the season. Dennis is onside for Penn FC, trying to run that ball down on the right side. Does so, gets there into the corner. 1v1 against Yearwood. Dennis will be patient with it. Now comes over, finds Jaime. Central ball, Metzger. Check that, Menjivar. Dennis back to Jaime. Switch the point of attack over to the opposite side. Now down the left flank comes Gaval. Apoku. Menjivar. All the way back to Calvano. Keep away being played right now. The team with the 1-goal lead.
And doing well. Eating up a lot of clock here.
Jaime a long ball. Aaron Dennis was not making a run. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for Richmond. Play My First Million, the new scratch off from the Pennsylvania Lottery. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. Calvano wins emphatically the header. Onside is Penn FC. Apoku, left side, trying to get around Troyer. Fires a shot, and it's Wara who got a hand to it and knocks it just enough offline to go over the end line, but Penn FC with a corner kick after that 85th minute shot by Freddie Apoku.
Great shot, perfectly played by the keeper for Richmond, but this is what you want to see at this point in the match, because not only are they killing a lot of clock, they're taking the game to Richmond. That's the momentum that you want to see.
You saw Freddie Apoku, that dangerous left foot, able to fire that one in on Wara. Known for scoring long rangers and important goals. That could have been a big one there. Menjivar headed, goal! Penn FC!
Beautifully played. It doesn't come any nicer than that. Great cross into the box, perfectly delivered. Another header into the far corner. And there's your insurance goal.
And Dan Metzger with his first goal of the season for Penn FC. And that's the insurance they needed. Unmarked, coming right down the middle. We take another look, and he just beats his mark to the inside. And when you have all the offense in that Richmond did, something has to suffer. And you're marking on free kick and a corner kick opportunity.
Was that Dennis on the corner? I couldn't tell who took the corner. I think it was.
Yes.
So give him the assist. And I think you told me he went to Villanova and played his college soccer there.
He did indeed. You've got your Villanova tie on here tonight.
Because the Villanova Wildcats National Championship basketball team was here in the capital city of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania today to visit Governor Wolf and the Pennsylvania legislature and take a bow in celebration of their NCAA championship. And Aaron Dennis has really played well here tonight. You featured him, Brian, at the top of the show, and he has, as I said before, lived up to his billing.
In the second half, we've seen a couple goals from Penn FC. Watch to get exclusive video content, photography from across the USL. Make sure to follow the league's official Instagram account at USL Soccer. Those goals will be featured there as well. Only game on the slate here on this Tuesday in the USL. And it is Penn FC with a 2-0 advantage over the Richmond Kickers, who were playing well coming into this one. Just have not found it on the road. They've got a tough one coming up on Saturday. No tougher place to play in the USL, at least for this season, than FC Cincinnati. That'll be their next opponent on Saturday.
Huge fan base and a pretty good team on the field. But Penn FC has me very happy about tonight, especially the second half. The first half, not so much. But the second half, they score an early goal. They continue to press the attack. That last goal, although it came off of a set piece, Brian, was set up by a great shot by Freddie Opoku. Nice save by the keeper. The corner results. The corner is perfectly played on a great header into the far corner.
The goal scorer, the second one, Dan Metzger, will get subbed out here in the 88th minute. Salih Muhammad will replace him. Metzger, USL champion back in 2016 with New York Red Bulls 2. Also saw limited action last year in the MLS with the New York Red Bulls team. But this Richmond Kickers team has a connection with DC United. That was the team that originally drafted Dan Metzger. Well aware of him from his college days at the University of Maryland. It's now Richmond desperate now to try to get one back to give them a chance at the end of this one. They have to move and move quickly. Opoku made a touch to that one, so it'll be a corner kick for Richmond. Did not want to give Troyer an opportunity to try to cross that one. So B, the cross coming up. Not the usual guy they use in Shriver. He's actually in front of the net right now. Williams to send this one in. Headed out. That was Opoku getting up that high, I believe.
He skied for that.
I did not know that Freddie had those sort of ups.
He got off the ground, no question about that.
Freddie Opoku, listed at 5'6".
And a jumper.
Osei will hold the ball up here as we are in the 90th minute now of this contest. Menjivar chips it forward. Offside by quite a bit is Miguel Jaime. But this all takes more time.
Final minute of play here in regulation. We'll get a couple of minutes of stoppage time, but this one is winding down. I don't want to jinx anything, Brian, but I think it's important to say how big this win will be if it holds up for Penn FC. They'll pick up 6 points on this homestand, and with that, move within a point of the playoffs and within 3 points of fourth place.
And how the schedule sets up for them, if they can somehow be anywhere in range towards the end of the season. They play so well here at FNB Field, and they've got 9 in a row to end the season, but that's going to require a lot more, and we're going to have, at bare minimum, a yellow here. I would have to think a bare minimum a yellow against Mikael Williams.
Let's see what he does.
As that is Osei
leading him away and having a little conversation. Let's see what he does.
That is Isaac Osei, who is down. Scored the first goal for Penn FC. It's yellow. And probably fortunate. It was a clumsy challenge that time from Williams, the Trinidad and Tobago national, taking down Isaac Osei. What this does is we are now into stoppage time. 4 minutes of stoppage time is the amount of time that has been shown. And it will probably be extended a little bit.
It will have to be because we haven't even started it yet. So they say a minimum of 4.
Correct.
Lord only knows what it'll end up being.
Osei goes out and gets the nod back in as the trainers say, yep, he's fine, and they'll bring him back onto the pitch right now.
Some colorful boots on that young man, Brian. No trouble picking him out of a lineup.
It's not very difficult to get those colorful soccer boots at this point if you're looking for them. As someone who has done enough shopping recently for soccer cleats, there's a lot of different colors,
a lot of nice
wild stuff out there.
Suit your fancy.
So does Penn FC. They'll go on the road for 3 straight, but they'll do it with momentum if they can hold on here in stoppage time. Up 2-0. Osei, or check out Dennis is on that right side. foul called against Richmond as they bodied him up too much, according to our center referee, Kevin Broadley. Osei in the 56th minute, Metzger in the 86th minute. Penn FC up 2-0 on the Richmond Kickers, trying to score up their 4th victory of the year in 13 contests. Dennis works a throw in as he chips that ball off of Shriver. This Richmond team, they will come back home after their game in Cincinnati for a couple against the teams from the Carolinas. The Charlotte Independents first, and then it will be North Carolina FC after that. That will close out the month of June for them. Ball sent over the near sideline. I'm going to say it deflected off of Dane Kelly. The thing that has to be disappointing here tonight, though, Charlie, for this Richmond Kickers team, they won the U.S. Open Cup game against a decidedly different Harrisburg roster that they have out here on the pitch here tonight. But it's a team that was able to score goals that night. And tonight, even with the offensive changes that they made late in this game, still have not been able to really generate the attack that they were looking for.
No, and against really, you know, Penn FC's secondary backline. So, yeah, they've got to be disappointed in that. They did not play a terribly clean game. I mean, they made a lot of mistakes and could never really generate a consistent offensive threat.
Kelly will win a corner. Calvano got a piece of that one. They've got to move quickly if they've got any shot to have time for 2 goals. Shriver's already standing over there, so he'll take this one. The usual corner kick taker puts the right foot to it, headed, and that is a goal. That is a goal for the Richmond Kickers. So they are not quite done yet, as Javier Cordovez with the goal for Richmond. That is his 3rd of the year here in USL play.
Off the corner, we want to see it on the replay, but well struck.
That's just size and determination going up, and a well-placed ball. And for the 2nd straight game for this Richmond Kickers team, it's Shriver on a set piece, finding the head of Cordovez.
Very nicely played by the Richmond side. We were just talking about the difficulties they'd had, and they played that one about as well as they could.
2-1 Penn FC. We are estimate, and no need to estimate anymore. That's the final whistle. So even with that late goal that ruins the clean sheet for Ramu Pizer, it's still a victory and mission accomplished here for Penn FC on their homestand. 2 games, 2 wins against Toronto FC 2 on Saturday, and tonight 2-1 over the Richmond Kickers.
A really important win tonight, Brian, and Penn FC has to be very happy going off the field tonight. Coach Voss said at halftime they had to tighten up. They couldn't make the mistakes they had made. They couldn't have the cheap giveaways. They tightened that up in the 2nd half. They pressed the attack. Once they scored, they didn't fall back into the defensive shell we thought they, sometimes might have done. Did it gradually, but pressed and pressed and pressed there at the end. Scored the insurance goal that, in effect, won them the match.
And we'll recap everything that happened in this one. Scoreless at halftime. 2-1 is our final, as Penn FC defeats the Richmond Kickers. We'll take a break, back to wrap things up here on ESPN+.
All across Pennsylvania, families are living their lives in their own homes. Not long ago, none of these families believed it possible. And then they discovered there was someone who could help. What was once only a dream is now a reality. Welcome home.
Did you know all electronics must be recycled? It's the law. But more importantly, it's the right thing to do.
At the Recycling Center, Dauphin County residents can recycle older broken TVs, computers, cell phones, laptops, major appliances, even paper.
The recycling center is conveniently located on Cameron Street in Harrisburg. It makes recycling fast, safe, and simple.
Stop by the Dauphin County Recycling Center today and help us recycle the right way.
From Times Square to your local community, from local sports to international conventions, Invicta has changed the broadcast and video landscape, bringing professional quality and service to organizations across the globe. Through professional, college level, and local sports, festivals, competitions, parades, and telethons, conferences, and commercials, Invicta is bringing the power of video to more people and markets than ever before. Have a project you need covered? Check out our website for more information. Invicta, providing affordable HD video solutions.
And welcome back one final time tonight to FNB Field. Brian Kaiser along with Charlie Giroux. Penn FC, a 2-1 victory over the Richmond Kickers. And we're going to go down to the third member of our broadcast team, Jessica Crossan. She's got a very happy Penn FC head coach, Raul Voss.
Hi, guys. I'm down here on the field with head coach Raul Voss. Coach, you just had a big 2-1 victory here at home. Second win in a row for this homestand. How does that make you feel as a coach?
Yeah, huge right now. In our situation, we really needed it. The momentum is now shifting, I believe, so I think we can really take this kind of energy for the Louisville game. So big 6 points for us here.
So would you say that these two home game wins are definitely going to carry the team's momentum in a positive way going in to the game?
Absolutely, and those are 6 points in the standings that nobody can take away from us. So that's very big for us for the playoff hunt.
One last question. Do you think that the keys that you stated in the beginning of the match tonight were something that was achieved in tonight's match?
Yeah, I think overall we did fine. We dealt with their transitions pretty good overall. So I thought we did a good job there for most parts.
All right, thank you. Congratulations, Coach. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Jess. Here's your final stats for this one. Pretty even in terms of some of these numbers in the game. I mean, if you look shots, saves, corner kicks, possession, Charlie, it's even, but it was Penn FC in the second half that once they got the opening goal, they were the better team until the final marker that Richmond was able to score.
Well said, Brian. That really sums up the match exactly. And Coach Voss is exactly correct. Those 6 points are huge. You've now got a situation where Penn FC is 4-4-5 with 17 points, one away from a playoff slot as the standings are right now, and only 3 out of 4th place. It's a big two-game homestand.
No question about that. And in the standings now, Penn FC leapfrogs the Ottawa Fury, which into 11th place doesn't seem like much. More importantly, though, you've got a logjam tied for 8th right now. Bethlehem Steel, Tampa Bay Rowdies, Indy 11, all with 18 points overall. Penn FC now with 17. They're in play all of a sudden, and if they can, as Coach said, carry this momentum, all of a sudden they become a real player. Let's take a look at our highlights in this one, and the goals are the big part. Menjivar to Hawkins, that one was saved, but the Isaac Osei rebound was not, and that was the opening goal of this game in the 56th minute.
And that set the stage for the rest of the match because Penn FC then took the momentum from there, played with it, pushed forward, continued to attack.
And here's the Ricardo Menjivar corner kick that was headed by Dan Metzger for the insurance goal, which turned out to be very important because in stoppage time, Javier Cordovez was able to score for Richmond off of an assist for Brian Schreiber, his 5th assist of the season for Richmond. But it was not enough as the final whistle blew just moments after that one, and Penn FC comes out of here with the victory tonight. So Penn FC 4-4-5 on the year, 17 points. Richmond drops to 4-7-1, 13 points remaining in 13th place overall. Great opportunity for Penn FC to continue on. Both teams with tough games coming up. And that'll come up this Saturday. You'll see them on ESPN+. For everyone involved, for Jessica Crossan and for my colleague Charlie Giroux, this is Brian Kaiser saying good evening from FNB Field in Harrisburg. Penn FC a victor tonight over Richmond, 2-1.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League may not be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.